Hello and welcome to my Word 2016 tutorial for beginners. The objective of this course is to get you up and running as quickly as possible with the key features in Word. So we will take a look at templates. We will also create a new document with a table of contents, a cover page and table. And of course we'll look at some of the functionality of Word, that's all the formatting and so on. So let's start with a template. Let's click on File and we'll go to New. Now templates are really useful because they're pre-formatted documents, so you can just load one up and you can use it. You just have to change the words around. So let's say, for example, you wanted to do your CV, your resume. You'd do a search, and this is actually searching online. There are thousands of templates online. Here are the results. Now you can go through and choose one which you like. Let's say you like this one, basic resume, and here you have it. All you have to do now is just type in your details and scroll through and update it and save it. So it's a really quick way of getting yourself a document in no time whatsoever. I'll close that for the moment and we will create a new document. So let's go to File, back to New, and this time blank document. Here we go. So we are now on a blank document. Let me just quickly give you a tour around Word so you're familiar with its surroundings. Up here we have the quick access toolbar. These are just buttons which are in amongst these menus, but you can just pop them up here so they're shortcuts, so to speak. You can add extra buttons. Let's say, for example, you wanted to add the save button. It's always advisable to save if you're working locally. And if you can't find what you're looking for, there's more commands where you can select more options. Over to the right or in the center, we have the document name. We can tell that this document hasn't been saved because it doesn't have the .docx at the end. Docx is the Word format in 2016, so it's always good to save your document, and this will tell you the document's name. Over here we have my name because I'm signed in. This button here is the ribbon display options. The ribbon is this here, all along here. It's the ribbon is the all the options to a tab basically, and this button allows you to auto hide the ribbon, show the tabs only, or show tabs and commands. I like to show the tabs and commands. If you want a bit more space, you can use that arrow like so. You can click on a tab, and you can also press the pin button which fixes it in place. You have your minimize, maximize, close as standard, share and comment, which aren't really being covered right now. You have your page here. This tells you it's one of one. Now if you click this button, it will show you the page, and it will give you each page in a nice graphic, so you can jump to a page if you so wish. You can just press the X to close that. This tells you, this one actually I added. You can add options here. This one is line number, so you can always tell which line you're on if you so wish. You can add column, and you can scroll through and add which ones you want or take them off. This will tell you how many words are in the document and a bit more information, and this one will tell you if there are any spelling mistakes. Moving on, we have read mode, we have print layout, and this is web layout. So this will just change the way Word looks on your page, and you can always change back to this standard view as well. Here is the zoom option. You can zoom in on your page or zoom out as you so wish, and here we have 100%, which is telling you the zoom level. If you click on that, you can just quickly toggle to 275 and some other bits and pieces there as well. So let's start with a document. I've put some text in the description of this video. You're free to copy and paste that in like so, and what we'll do, we'll just work through these options here so you can get familiar with them as we create this document. And we'll start with font. We're currently using the Calibri font, that's for the body, and the size of it is 11. These are all changeable. You can make the font larger simply by selecting a section of words or a word, or even just a couple of letters if you so wish. You can change the font size, and you can also change the font by selecting a different font like so. Okay, if you want to make a selection bold, just highlight it and click bold like so. You can see the font now is bolder. You can also italize it and underline. Underline has a few more options. You can change the type of underline, as you can see here. We're just scrolling through the different styles. We'll leave that as it is for the moment. Here, if you just want to make the text larger, it's a quick way of doing it. And if you want to make it smaller, you can do that as well. This is useful if you want to change the case of any particular word or selection of words. If you want everything to be uppercase, just click uppercase. Capitalizes everything. And if you just want it to be sentence case, which is normal, just click that. And I think you get the gist. You can check these options here to change things. This one here is the formatting eraser. So you can remove all of the formatting on a selection. So if we just press that, you can see the text is back to normal. So coming along here, we also have strike through. So if you wanted to strike through your text, you know, sometimes you see those was 250, now 100. This is how you can get the strike through effect. This one is if you want to have a subscript. So if you want a word to just kind of be below the normal level, let's just highlight the word great, and you see it's just kind of below. And if you want it above, you can just click that as well. So that's what that button does. May be of use to you. All right, that's taken out. Here we have some kind of like text effects. If you want to, you know, glamorize your words a little bit, give it a bit of flair, as it says, you can choose those. This is if you want to highlight a section or a word. You just press the highlight pen, and that highlights it. You've got different colors, and you just highlight like so. And just to the right of that, you have the font color. So let's just use the let's clear all this formatting. That's it, great. And we can change the color here. If we highlight everything, and let's say we want a red, like so. So that's how you do that. So let's get that back to normal. And just across here, if we just pole vault back over to the left, we have the paste, cut, copy, format, painter options. So what we can do first, let's copy. We can highlight everything again, copy, and we'll hit enter a couple of times, and we'll go to paste. Now it's got a little drop down, and we can paste where we can keep the source formatting. Paste, and sorry, keeping the source formatting would mean if you had something, if there was a word in bold or italicized or something like that, it would keep the formatting. Merge formatting, it will kind of adopt the formatting around it, and this will keep the text only, but most commonly you'll use keep source formatting. So you just paste your selection there, and you will see it. Now let's say, for example, there was a section which is in bold, like so, and you think to yourself, I want bold in a couple of different places, but I don't want to fiddle around. What you can do is use the format painter. Highlight the word or the section with the formatting you want, and click format painter. If you press it once, you'll see you have a little kind of brush, and you can brush this over a selection of words, and they take on the format, so they are now in bold. And in paragraph we have bullets and numbering. This is very useful if you have a list. Let's just create a list now so we can demonstrate it. If we go to create a list, let's say shopping list, and we will first off use bullet points. So we need to get some bread, we need to get some milk, and we need to get some chocolate. Of course, no shopping list is complete without that. So we have that as a bulleted list. Now you can change the style of the bullet if you want. You can have that one, you can have a more square looking one, so that you're free to change those. And if you want to change the bullet points to numbers, just select the list and come up to numbers, and you can select the number. It will change to 1, 2, 3. This similarly gives you, this is a multi-level button, so it will give you a multi-level bulleted point list, which is very similar. So if we go along here, we have decrease indent. So this will move your paragraph closer to the margin, and this one here is the opposite and will move it away. Let me give you an example. Let's highlight this paragraph and let's move this kind of like an indent. We'll just pop it in and we can move the paragraph back. So it's nice and easy if you want to just format things a little. This button here is for sorting, especially useful if you're using a table. This is the paragraph button. So this will paragraph marks button, which will show you kind of the formatting behind the text. So if I press this, it just tells you this is the end of a paragraph. This is an arrow which is just showing you that this is an ordered list, and so on. So if you're having to go into some troubleshooting, you would use that button, but most likely you won't. Here we have the button which aligns your text. So this is aligned left, this is aligned center. Let's just do that. So it's aligned left. We can align the text to the center. You see it just moved it slightly. We can align it to the right, and we have a button here which is justify. This one here is line and paragraph spacing. So if you want to kind of expand the space in the lines, you can see that doing that there. So that's that option. Moving on, we have shading. So if you want to create a colored box behind your text, let's just do that. You can see you can highlight orange, yellow, and that will just be sat behind the text. So if you want to highlight an area, you can do that. This one is borders. If you come down to the bottom, you have borders and shading, and you can do this on a particular area or you can do it on a page. So let's say we select page, and we'll do a box. You can see here it's selecting lines all around the page. You can change the style of the line and the color and the width. So it's currently on 3 point, but if you want a thinner one, you're more than welcome to do that, and it will apply to the whole document. So we click OK, and now we can see we have a border around our document. So that's the paragraph section. With jump styles, we'll come back to that in a second. Let's have a look at find. So if you need to find something on a document, perhaps it's a very large document, click find and it will allow you to search. So let's say we want to find the word word. Okay, it highlights the word. So you found it and you can go in and you can do whatever you want to do. Another option is replace. Again, you can just find the word you want. Let's say again word, and you can say I want to replace the word word with greetings. Why you'd want to do that, I don't know, but you can do that. So if you go to find and it locates the first word, and you can then click replace like so. Word, finish searching your selection, continue searching, you can say yes, and it's found the next word in the document. We can go to replace, and if you wish, you can just click replace all if you're confident that what you're going to find and replace, you're confident you can just replace them all at the same time. So that's an option as well. I'm going to just change that word back to word. Okay, so that's replace, and this button is select if you want to select some text. So I will close this little section here. So going back to styles now, we're currently using a normal style, which for me is no spacing, which is this. Let me explain what I mean. A style is kind of a predetermined way that your text will be presented. So for example, we'll say a normal style may be Calibri font with size 11, and you may say no spacing in between the lines. That's your standard normal or no spacing. Then you could have a header, and a header style would be that it's larger, it may be a different color as you can see here, and you may have a title, which would be a title of your document or a section of your document, and it will have a different characteristic. So each of these buttons are applying characteristics, styles to your document. So let's say, for example, we want to create a heading. So heading 1, we'll press that button and we will say this is chapter 1. Okay, so you can see it's a different color, different size font. So if we want to go back to normal, we click normal and you see it changed it back to normal. But if we want to leave it as a header, we leave it as a header. I hope that makes sense. I'll show you a little bit more, so hopefully it does. If, for example, you want to create your own style, your own natural style, just click on this button here and you have create a style. Here you can get a little bit granular. You can call a style what you want. I'm going to call it AG and go to modify. And in here you can say, well, for my particular style, when I'm working, I want to use Arial narrow and I want the size to be 12 and I want to add it to the styles gallery. So we say OK. And now you can see I have my own style, my own formatting. So whenever I create a document, I can use my own style. Like so. So that will be there as long as you want it. Right, so I hope that clears things up. So let's move along to the next tab and the next ribbon, and this is insert. And what we can do is insert a cover page. So let's insert this one, and here we have the inserted page. We'll give the document a title. We'll call it My Tutorial, like so. And you can choose any cover page you like, of course. I just chose the first one I saw. And here you can see it's got a bit more info down the bottom. All right, and we go back here. Now, you can see you can insert a blank page if you wish. If we go here, we can click blank page. And now we have another page. So let's just, this is for the table of contents, which we're going to do in a minute. We're going to go back to the Home tab and we're going to go back to Heading in Styles and we'll call this Chapter 2, like so. Okay, so we'll go to Normal, we'll go back to Insert, and we've inserted a blank page. Now, page break is another method of creating a new page. A little bit tricky, so I'll just stick to a blank page for now. If we want to insert a table, we can create a table. Oh, I think I lost my format in there a second. There we go, chapter 2. Just noticed that, and now we're back to normal. Okay, I'm not going to cut this out. This is real life Word. All right, so here we have this is a table. If you want to insert a table, you can just press this button here, and you can create the size of table you want. So let's just create one which is 7 by 5. Like so. And of course you can change the style of the table. You can just click on this downward. You've got lots of colors, lots of different styles, lots of different shading. If you're not happy with one, you can just choose another. Really flexible. So we'll use this one for a second. And we'll just head up the table. We'll just call it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Now, if you feel like you want to change the size of it, just click into a cell. You can right click it and you can go to delete cells and you can delete a column like so. And you can repeat again because, you know, I only work Monday to Friday. So let's just delete the entire column again, like so. And similarly, if you want to delete a row, you delete cells and you can delete entire row, like so. So that's a table. We now have a table in our document. So if we want to add a picture, we can do that. We can just click on Picture. We can move it around and do lots of kind of design things with it, but I'll just leave it there for now. This is online pictures, so you can find one online. Shapes, if you want to add a shape, you can quickly and easily do that. Let's just take an arrow like so. We'll go back to insert. We have, where are we? Smart art. which if you want to add like a process chart or something like that, you can select those there. Whoop. And brings you to the design tab, which gives you options where you can type in some text and alter things as well. We'll go back to insert. If you want to insert a chart, it's very similar. Screenshot, we'll take a shot of whatever's behind the screen. We have a store button here, my add-ins, Wikipedia, online video if you want to add a YouTube video, we'll add a link to it. Hyperlink if we want to insert a hyperlink. So let's do that. What we can do is let's just put some text in. You can find this on the internet, like so. So we want to make this word clickable and a hyperlink. So highlight the word, click on hyperlink, and text to display. It's already displaying internet. Of course you can change this, or you can just insert a brand new hyperlink, and I want that word to take me to google.com, and I will, so I put that in the address down here, click OK, and now you can see it's highlighted in blue. And if I click and hold the control key and click on the with the left button, it will take me to the internet. So that's a hyperlink. That bookmark will leave, cross-reference. Let's do headers and footers. So you can add a header and footer to your document. Looks nice, makes it look very presentable. Let's click on header and we'll go to blank. And at the top you can see it's just created a little section at the top here. And we'll type in my new tutorial and close header and footer. So you can see on each page now it has my new tutorial just at the top. Okay, great stuff. Let's go back into insert because we want to have a footer. So you don't have to use all of these options. Again, I'm just showing you, and you can pick and choose as you wish. So a footer is pretty much the same thing. Let's just call this document. Oh, we'll just close the header and footer. And you can see that that's placed that at the bottom of each page as well. So really nice. And you can change the style of the header and footer. Of course, you've got the 3 columns, you've got different styles here, so you can play around with those. And page numbering, you can have it at the top of the page, you can have it at the bottom of the page. So let's wrap things up by adding a table of contents. A table of contents is really nice because it allows you to jump throughout a document quickly and easily. So what we need to do for this is go along to references, and we have table of contents. Now what a table of contents looks like is this. You're very familiar, I'm sure, with books. And we will click the first one. Okay, great. Now what the table of contents is actually doing is it's looking for a particular type of formatting. If we go back a step, if we go back to home and we look in styles, we look at heading 1 and heading 2, it's looking for heading 1s and heading 2s, and it will find these and it will then assign a page number to it. So if you recall, we did chapter 1 in heading 1, we did chapter 2, which is down here in heading 1, and we will go to another page, let's say here, and let's make another heading. We'll select heading 1, we'll call this the shopping page, and that's complete. So let's go back up to our table of contents. Of course, it doesn't know that we've just done that. So what we need to do is update the table. So if we update the table and we say update entire table and click OK, you can see now it's added shopping as one of the contents of the table of contents. Very, very useful, very professional looking, I think you'll agree. And yeah, that's basically it. You know, I hope that you found this useful. Word is a very large application, but I've found in my day-to-day this is all I really need, so I hope it covers everything you need. If you've liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, help other people find it. Subscribe if you haven't already, and hopefully I'll see you on the next video. Goodbye.